All right. Hello and welcome to Belonging Songs. It is the podcast that brings you a brand new original song with each episode and then talks about the theme of that song and the processes that go into writing and recording it and the revisions we make along the way. But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're going to be listening to some old tunes. My name is Wade Dana. I am your host, and with me today in the studio, my good buddy, Bradley Maurer.
Hey.
Brad, thanks for coming over.
No issue.
I'm pretending like Brad just got here, but that's not the case. We played 3 sets of tennis earlier, and it was 100% humidity.
And 100 degrees.
It's super hot. I'm pretty sure I almost passed out at one point.
And I still couldn't beat him.
And
Unbelievable.
Then it cooled down, and we had a nice session. And now we are in the studio, and we are disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely gross.
It's not great.
So
It's pretty
neither of
sick.
us have socks on. We have all the rest of our
I
clothes
changed
on.
my shirt.
Yeah.
I changed my shirt.
So what the heck are we doing here today? We are doing an episode where we listen to some old songs, like I mentioned, and today we're going to be listening to the first 5 tracks off of my second album, Adults with Needs. We almost made it through the entirety of season 3 without having to do one of these contingency episodes, and I call it that because when we do an episode like that, what it usually means is we've run out of
steam.
But actually, that's not the case. We recorded on an episode that you'll be hearing a little later in September, but I wanted to get this done so that we don't have to worry about any more songs for this season. Brad's got a few in the works. Those will likely get pushed to season 4, should we do season 4. So this is kind of a soft landing into the end of the season 3. We've got 2 more songs. So we got a guest ingredient song coming up. That'll be actually the next song. That's really cool. So our buddy Todd is working on an ingredient song with the ingredients that we gave out for listeners to do. Then we've got one more iMania instrumental redo, and then one more song before the big year-in review episode. So, like I said, we're going to talk about some old songs from my album Adults with Needs. Brad was just looking at this compact disc. You want to explain what this is for the kids?
Yeah, it's like...
Kids don't listen to this show.
It's shiny on the back, right?
Yeah, so I
Actually
have
has artwork on it.
CDs, yeah, artwork. So there, I went through a phase where I would put out CDs to keep in my basement.
As you would.
Pretty sure I never sold one. Right.
Giving some away,
But Brad,
though.
you were commenting on the artwork here.
I do like it.
Yeah, I designed that. Actually, the photograph of the hands here, I'll put a picture of this up on our Instagram, probably. The picture of the hands there, a friend of mine, Luke, took. Shout out to Luke. Thanks for letting me use one of your photos. Mm-hmm. That little flower there, I just found online and stole it from something.
I like that.
Yeah, and the rest of it I designed myself. I put a little weird Illuminati thing on there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So,
I like the font. It's clean. It's classic.
Yeah.
It's black and white, but not
But
entirely.
there's a little bit of color in there.
Yeah,
So
got some color.
this album I recorded in 2009, a year after recording my first album. So this is right on the heels of that. I kind of like finished that group of songs up and then just went right into recording these. So a lot of output during those couple years there. We hadn't started playing together really regularly yet.
2009.
Yeah. We were hanging out. We were
hanging
playing.
out.
We were jamming.
We were jamming. We hadn't really formalized the situation yet.
But yeah, we might have been.
We played some of these songs.
Yeah.
I think we did, actually.
Yeah, we did. Because this album, the writing and recording it, came at a pivotal point in my life where I was a complete wreck. Mm-hmm. This is the quintessential breakup album.
Yeah, I
by
met Wade when he was losing his shit. Well,
so we were playing.
We were playing.
Yeah,
we
a
were
lot.
playing for a couple of years.
So what happened is I
We
had
probably met
recorded
in
these.
we started hanging out probably in like 06, 07.
So this album, it's got a lot about love in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
we were having dinner right before we came down to record, and it was Brad, myself, and my wife Shanna, and we were talking about this album, and she wrote some of the lyrics on this. Mm-hmm. I don't need to get into the whole situation on what was happening in my life. Well, I can say this. A relationship was ending. Another one was beginning. I was a total mess.
Yeah.
And this kind of was the result.
Yeah.
These episodes, I was also telling Brad, are not my favorite to do because I feel like the songwriting is not as good as the stuff we're putting out now and that we've done here in the past few years. If you're a brand new listener, God bless you. Thank you for showing up. I don't know that we could say that we have a lot of you, but if you are, just want you to know that this is not a typical episode.
This is where you were in 2009. And
Yep.
This is a lot better than where you were in 2008.
We'll see. I don't know.
I think it was. I remember like when I first started hanging out, like I was a zip disk guy, right? I was playing with like zip disk, and I didn't really have computer technology. I had the zip disk, and then I had a CD burner, and I was putting output things in that way, and then I'd take that CD and I would put it on iTunes, and I would listen to it on iPods that way. You had like the professional rig, like you had the Pro Tools and you had like all the things the
interface,
the interfaces,
that one that we still use, the B rig,
the B rig, like you had all the shit, and I was like, oh, this is badass. This guy's got all the shit. Like I don't have the shit. I'm doing it on a basic setup, So it was cool to like get introduced to that and see it and get familiar with it. Didn't know how to use it at all, right? It was kind of too big for me at the time. It took a couple years. It was cool to be a part of it and kind of get introduced to it that way. And
we did a lot of like you coming over and hanging
playing
out,
a solo.
on,
Like there's things
recording over at my house.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there's stuff on here I'm sure I played. I don't know. Maybe
I know
not.
the first album I had people on. I don't know if I did.
You might not
this.
have done that too much on this.
Yeah, this was very much like
this was your midnight record.
Yeah, I recorded a lot of these in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Then a couple years after this, we recorded the Meatballs and Beyond stuff, I think.
Yeah, that's where we went. When this was done, we just kind of started putting that dumb stuff together. Yeah. And then we got the idea to kind of play
it all.
Your songs and my songs.
Yeah.
And do that.
So that's where we're at in time in our lives. But yeah, Brad, I have to say, helped me through some shit. And, we ended up becoming really close during that.
We did. It was an
years.
Interesting time. It was something that a lot of people go through, everything, and you gotta ride it out with your buddies,
I remember you sitting with me. I was probably just like super out of it.
Yeah.
Just drink my sour. But you sitting with me on the couch, just, talking with me, and your wife coming over and also doing the same. And then at one point I found myself half bloodied. Like something happened with a window, and I'm crying. Yeah. And she's got me wrapped up, my arm wrapped up because it was all bloody. And so, thank you guys.
It was a quick, I remember you were sitting at your table and it was a quick, like, get up, like, like kind of thing. Like some thought had popped in your head. Yeah. And you did the right into the window behind you and shattered the shit out of everything and cut your hand.
That'll give you an idea of the headspace I was in during the writing of this.
I'd say that was the apex. It got better after that.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I think I structured this album in that way. So by the end, I think there's
recovery.
Yeah, we're not going to get there in this episode. Yeah. Probably next season we'll make sure to get through the rest of it.
And I'll be honest, even being in it and having played these songs for whatever, like the 3 or 4 years after this was done, I never really tied in all the literal stuff to it that was going. Not really, not entirely. Like some of them, you know, but some of them I just kind of thought you were just kind of fucking around trying to get out of a headspace, you know. But it's a lot of, when you listen back on it, of course, like you're like, oh, well, we're all a little older and you can think about things a little bit differently, and you go, okay, I got it.
So let's start out with the first track on this, which is called This Life is Bittersweet. And this is one that I mentioned that Shanna wrote a lot of the lyrics to, if that gives you any idea where I was heading in my life. She lives here now. So. Okay. Oh, and it's muted.
I like that that's how you describe it. That's good.
This life is bittersweet. It makes promises it can't keep. other side. Still you can choose the line between the lines. The only way of that I can survive, yeah. This life is bittersweet. It makes promises it can't keep. Your darkness from a mile away, so I won't see through to the other side. I'm breathing in time with all our daily time. The only way that you can say it like bittersweet. It makes promises it can't keep. We hide our darkness from each other's light, so we will see through to the other side. Funny the things we do are so alike. Quiet, don't tell us in the night. This life is bittersweet. It makes promises it can't keep. This life is bittersweet. It makes promises it can't keep. We hide our darkness from each other's light, so we won't see through to the other side. We're finding the things we do are so alike. Quiet, don't tell us in the night. When you feel love, then you feel high, no again. When you feel love, then you feel high, no again. Let's Tuesday, Saturday, every day. Let's Tuesday, Saturday, every day. When you feel love, then you feel high, no again. When you feel love, then you feel high, no again. So take a walk with me alone, take you back to where you sit. You ain't not can never be, you ain't not can never be. Something like the others, something like the others, Well, that's all right, darling. All right, darling. It's all right. It's gonna be all right, my darling. All right, my darling. It's all right.
Whew. Some falsetto in there. This album's got a lot of falsetto coming in.
Does.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Man, what a horrible track for a first track on an album. It's way too long to be the
Long?
number one. I haven't listened to these in so long. And like I said, these are not my favorite because I get embarrassed because I'm like, I don't think they're really well crafted. Like, there's just that one drum beat throughout the whole thing with no cymbals.
Yeah.
But I'm really experimenting a lot. This is still, like I said, just off of recording my first album, which was all my first foray into songwriting. And this is basically that same era where I'm still just experimenting with stuff and pushing my voice to do weird stuff like this that I've never done before. I'd never sang before these first 2 albums, which I kind of recorded back to back. So I used a lot of old keyboards and stuff that I would get at garage sales and just mess around. But we used to play this song live,
it was
which
fun.
was really fun.
Yeah.
And way more dynamic than this, which just kind of drones on a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if I were to re-record this now, it would be far more dynamic with different changes and stuff. But I remember not too long ago found a video of one of our shows. Mm-hmm. Somebody had come out to one of our shows and recorded it, and I found a DVD. And this song was on there, because we would often open with this, which is funny that it was the opening track on this, and that we would open it. So there must be something to it.
We liked the
In that
guitar
regard.
part. I think we just liked the cadence of it. It was kind of, it would walk you into the show.
But when we were doing it live, like the recording, the vocals were so choppy.
Yeah.
It sounded way more like Red Hot Chili Peppers than I care to admit. It was like, like, and you could hardly understand anything. But what are your thoughts on that starting out?
I think it's good. I think it's overall a good, like it's a good song.
I didn't remember like all the bells and whistles, little sparkly
That's
noises
what I
and
was going to
stuff.
say. Like if you went back and you were going to like remix it, I would just kind of pull out that one weird keyboard that gets a little in the way.
Dissident.
Yeah, in the end. Like,
Dissonant,
and that's okay. Like that's where you were at. You left it in. Mm-hmm. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I think overall, you know, what does Patrick always say? It's got good bones. It's a good song.
I don't know, where that drum beat would have come from.
I was wondering that because for a minute there, I thought it was real.
Man, I don't think
And
it
it's
was.
not.
Though.
I don't think it is.
Sounds like just a loop.
Yeah. But again, you have to put all these songs, Wade, in the context
Right.
of time.
I know at some point I did remix it, and I wonder if I had addictive drum capabilities at that point, but that seems like it.
That seems
I would
awfully
remember,
suspicious.
and I don't remember, like I haven't listened to this in so long,
Yeah.
so.
But anyway, like
Anyway,
that's
that
a
kicks-
good track. You know, it kicks it off. Lyrically, it's a good song. It's got kind of a weird little funky beat.
Yeah, that falsetto took me by surprise there too. I didn't remember that.
The end one I always remember went up a little bit because I never knew what to do live.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't do that.
Right, because you were my backing singer
Yeah,
on
I
this.
was like, I can't do that.
Okay, so
I think I ended up just singing it like lowly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun one to play live, though. I played bass on that live, and
Yeah.
the bass line is pretty funky.
Yeah.
And, man, just thinking back, I can't play that now and sing. Like, I have to relearn how to do that.
Yeah.
But we were pretty good at
Yeah,
playing and singing, which is a whole different animal.
Especially with stuff that moves around a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so the next track 2, is called I Don't Even Know You, and then in parentheses, But I Love You. And this is another one we would play live.
Yeah. People liked this one. It was short.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
It's smart enough.
Yeah, people liked it.
People liked it. So let's so this one originally had a sample from a Doors song.
Oh.
And the CD here that we're looking at has that sample in it. But I have since uploaded this album
Pulled it
to
out.
streaming.
Yeah.
So I took it out, and you'll see my fix here. And it was from the Doors song, Hello, I Love You. Just a similar vibe.
Yeah.
And it fit awesome. Like the
Yeah.
sample was great in the song. It was like perfect, but I don't have the rights to that. So anyway, here we go.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't. I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't. Don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't. You're just a stupid testimony in my favorite. But when I say you well, it makes my hands shake. My heart is pumping and my legs are so loud.
The underlying sample has been removed for legal purposes.
I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't even know you, but I love you. I said I don't. even know, but I love you. I don't even know.
Okay. It's our buddy Matt on
The drum
the
kit.
drum kit,
Yeah.
the electronics
Yeah.
there. You've heard us mention Matt as the bass player that we jam with and who's been on the Minya songs, all the instrumentals we've done this season. He's also way into doing electronic music.
Pretty good
and
electronic drummer.
he came over and did the drums for that. Brad, I don't know if you noticed, but I threw in some mouth drums on that song
Yeah,
too.
it's pretty good.
Where I go, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. It's what I needed.
Listeners will recall Brad's penchant for mouth drums.
Heck yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
It's there, man.
Got the sample out of there.
That it was about a girl at your bank.
Yep.
Which you mentioned in the song.
Yep.
Penny.
Yes. Yeah, I had another song started.
About Penny.
Yeah, but we never came to fruition.
No,
so
never got it
I still
written.
have the melody and everything for that.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I remember that now that you say it.
Yeah, it's a catchy tune too.
Stuff. Ooh,
Now-
this one's a good song if I remember correctly.
We're coming into the next song, which is called "I Was Too Late," and on the album, this previous song really flows good into that, but we're not getting that here. But just so you know, if you do listen to this in album form, I would, when I put this together, put a lot of thought into the order of the song, but clearly blew it on the first one, which, if you recall, the episode where we listened to the first couple songs of my first album, totally blew it on that one too.
Yeah.
So I clearly have a problem with number ones.
So, yeah, you're
So-
going to get outvoted should it ever happen
Right?
again.
Yeah. So if we're putting stuff together, don't let me pick the first song on the album.
The worst part is
I'm 0 for 2.
You'll be so adamant
Oh yeah, I'll be such a jerk about it.
why that needs to
Yeah.
be the
Well,
first
remember the
song.
first one was like, well, if they get through this, then they
Yeah,
earn the
that
rest
was your
of it.
logic. Like, well, if they suffer through this one, they deserve to hear the rest
What
of the
an
album.
idiot.
That's good logic.
Okay, so
This is a guy that wanted to sell some shit.
yeah, that didn't happen. Well, it continues not to happen, but yeah, whatever.
It's okay.
One more note on that. When we played it live, it was like a very straightforward rock song.
It was pretty fun.
Ooh,
Real fun.
And how about my
Kinda punk rock.
solos in this version,
Oh,
though?
dude, crushing it.
That was the extent of my solo work,
Yeah.
pretty much at this point.
Yeah, you've gotten better.
Yeah, so I've worked on that quite a bit. But that was it. It was just a noodling.
Just a little... Yeah.
Without, it was a, like, one take, whatever.
Which made it really actually fun to do live because we would mess around with that
Right.
quite a bit. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so track 3 coming up. I Was Too Late. We're going to bring it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, there's whistles in this, so stay tuned.
Well, I thought if there were a God, I would pray. But that didn't help to make you stay. I thought if I could really change, I could win your heart back to the way it was before. But I was too late. I was too late. I was too late. Yeah, I was too late. I was too late. I'm the only one to blame. I should have seen more clearly, touched more softly, and sheltered you from all your pain. I'm the only one to
falsetto. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I'm getting these drum beats. That might have been Chad. Or it could just be keyboard stuff. I did a lot of keyboard stuff.
You know, if it is Chad, you've just insulted him.
Yeah, because I do have a note here that there's timing issues on this. Yeah. But it's not with the drums necessarily. It's with like everything else I'm doing.
I think a lot of why there might not be always drums on these songs is because of the way you recorded them, which was typically without any drums. Or
these are all recorded to keyboard.
Maybe.
Like beat number 7, Bossa Nova on this crappy keyboard.
Could be a little fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, that's a very dramatic song.
It's a good song.
Oh, you think so?
No, I think it's...
I like that answer. No,
No, I don't say... I'm not saying, no, it's not a good song. I'm saying, like, it tells a story, and it's a good story. Like, again, right, with all of these, and with everything anybody, anytime, anywhere has done in the past, there's always something that you're going to go, I wish I would have done this.
Oh, all this stuff. Like, the mixes sound so muddy and bad.
Yeah,
there's timing issues.
Eventually, you know, like, the living room gets painted a different color. You know, it's just how it goes. But for where you were and where everything was and the songs, if you just listen to them, I mean, they're essentially, you know, back then they were like totally done, put a lot of time into the post, and it was like, this is the song.
But it had no training in music production or anything.
They're still in like a demo stage, right? Like you could take all of these and you could take them and you could make them into something really cool if you have that desire, which I don't think you do.
No.
You know?
This was, like you said, a snapshot. Like, all these would be like, here are the demos. Should we turn any of these into real songs? Yeah. That's what these are.
And and what this is for me, that song, I always listen to the lyrics, but I never really must have listened that close. Like, I'm like, that's that tells your story at the time, kind of like you said when we started the episode, but it's not angry.
Yeah.
It's not anything. It's you're starting to move into that healing phase.
Right. Yep.
You know?
Exactly. What else? Oh, so remember early in, I believe, season 1 of the show, you had a group of songs where you were getting into some like dentist office.
Oh, yeah, some smooth music.
Didn't we have a fake name for your artist that you would be?
I don't remember.
Anyway, I think this song would fit with like
with that guy.
Yeah, like you're sitting and waiting, you know, flipping through the highlights at the dentist.
It's like Dentist Now 25.
Right. It was based on an Eagles something.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
I don't remember,
up, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So this would fit in with that version of you.
You have to drop that in. Research that and drop it in for the listener here.
Yeah, to know what the heck we're talking about. We're good at podcasts.
Yeah. So anyway, remember 3 years ago when we made that tiny, minute reference? So you're telling me there's not a super fan out there that knows what the fuck we're talking about?
Oh, come on. There's got to be.
Somebody's going, oh, it's Joey Fatone.
Joe Waltz.
I am. Ooh.
It's my new
There
DJ
it is.
name.
That's Brad's new artist name. All right. Next song is going to kick it back up, okay? So in an album construction sense, we've just brought it down.
Yeah.
Now we're going to kick it up.
Yep.
I think I remember you telling me this is not your favorite song on this album before.
I don't think so.
A fun note before we do listen to it. I know that I did record 2 bass lines to this song.
Maybe was this the start of the whole 2 bass line situation?
It might have been. So when we played live, all these songs, our band had 2 bass players.
That's right.
And the reason that is that when we started playing, it was just like me and Brad. And what do you do? Like we started with a keyboard playing the beat.
Yeah, Chad too.
And then Brad and I would sit in my band room, the family room or whatever that was set up with all our stuff. And we'd play through these songs and try to figure out how to play them. One of us would have a bass, one would have a guitar, because that's what you do.
Typically, it worked out to where your song, you played the guitar, and I played the bass. My song, I played the guitar, you played the bass.
Pretty much, except for This Life is Bittersweet, for whatever reason, I was playing the bass on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why, but yeah, that was mostly how it went. And then Chad joined, and we started playing, and then Matt joined, and we're like, well, we've just figured out how to do.
Yeah, we can't switch to guitar all of a sudden.
Right, which actually would have made way more sense.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Probably would have made it better, but what band has 2 bass players? And we did. And every show we'd play, people were like, whoa, 2 bass players, it works. It's like,
the sound guy would always be like, where's the bass going to be? We're like, there and there.
Right.
Like, fuck you. Yeah, there's 2.
Yeah. So that fun little note. And then, this song, for whatever reason, I recorded 2 different bass lines. And it is called Honey Doll. And it's about getting fresh. Mm-hmm. I think that's how the kids say it now. Yeah. So here we go.
See, kids. It's about Netflix.
Honey, doll, I wanna eat you up, 'cause you're my muffin, baby. You're so tasty, yeah, yeah. I'll make you dirty, take a shower. I will lick up all the water on your body. Ooh, I'll drink you clean. You are so pretty, let's get to it. I wanna see you naked and how you doing. I bet you can scream a little louder. If you ask me for it a little harder, I'll put all I have inside of you.
Whew, it's a little hot in here. Try not to look at Brad during that one.
Yeah, we locked eyes.
That one's about boning. Okay. I wish Patrick was here
Yeah,
because he would have got weird.
yeah.
Yeah, so pretty straightforward song about boning.
Banging. Yep.
Yeah, getting it done.
Definitely part of the healing phase.
Yeah, yeah.
I always
phase?
liked the bass line.
Which one?
Well, the do 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 do.
So the other one is like a high thing. Bim,
Yeah.
bim, 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 bim. That's bass. It could have been guitar.
Yeah.
It was
So
just
I remember
distorted bass.
what got cool though later on, like
When
a
we
couple
played
years
it.
in, I started playing that part on the guitar,
Yeah,
and it was pretty fun.
Cool.
Made the song better for me.
yeah.
I never liked it just because I never really like.
Because it's so overtly sexual.
Well, I mean that's whatever. That's just, but it was just like the same thing and
Yeah,
didn't do anything.
right on.
That was it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're going to round out this batch of songs. So there's 15 songs on this album. We're doing the first 5 today. We'll probably do 2 more episodes at some point.
Yeah.
5 each. But we're going to end today with the title track, Adults with Needs. I remember being pretty inebriated when I recorded this song. And I recorded a lot of the vocals first, which is super dumb.
But you were
So
drunk.
imagine
You were hammered. What do you expect?
laying down a sick keyboard beat, number 32, cha-cha-cha or whatever,
And then
right?
singing to it.
And then just laying down a lot of vocals. Not in tune. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the vocals could use tuning on
Yeah,
this so far.
yeah, yeah. It's where you
And
were.
then building.
And the
off of
entire
that.
song around it.
Yeah. So
I mean, it was
and then
smart.
naming an album after it.
Yeah. Making sure everybody knows you think that is the best it got.
Right. I do like the title Adults with Needs.
Yeah.
It gets a little cheeky.
It's fitting
Yeah.
after Honey Doll.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to stray too far from that subject matter in this song.
Yeah, no.
Just in case you haven't picked that up
Yeah.
from the title. Did we play Adults with Needs? Yes, we did. We did.
I can't.
And I played the bass on.
If you asked me to hum it,
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yep,
I don't know what it is.
you will. And I
Yeah.
played the bass when we played this live. So here it is, title track off this album, Adults with Needs.
I wanna spend all my alone time with you, but you gotta make it worth my while. Yes, you do. I wanna reach my hand right in your chest. I want to and set your poor heart to rest. We could get blackout drunk, go climb our favorite tree, or just get naked by the fire, acting like adults with me. I'll start with sip a little wine, skip the pleasantries, and just be naked by the fire, behaving like adults with me. me more and more. I wanna spill your precious heart out, open all up on the floor. I wanna paint you yellow with bliss. I wanna do things with you to a 70s soundtrack that sound pretty much like this. To tear your clothes right off your body. I wanna kiss your eyelids and move my weight onto your toes, then flip you. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
All right, so we got Brad in there on some guitar work at the end.
I remember that.
And I didn't remember it until it came in there. I was like, oh, that's Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you being over there and working on that, actually. I remember at one point working on one of these songs, and you came in, and I was just doing high, like, falsetto vocals, and you're just like, whoa.
It was a walk-in
you doing,
environment,
man?
right? You just stormed in.
I was like, wait, you got to hear it with context, which, I mean, probably isn't that much better. But
Yep.
that's more of a well-put-together song, I think.
Yeah.
It's still rough, but I do know that this is where I really took a liking to playing bass, starting to play bass.
Yeah.
During this little era of songs, I was trying to get more funky with it. I think the album Skeletal Lampings by Of Montreal had come out recently, and I was like way into that. I think that influenced some of this falsetto work.
The falsetto and the bass movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing you don't do, I'm trying to think even now, is you're not a big root note guy.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a classic bass kind of guy. You just like to do it. It's part of the melody.
Yeah. I'm a guitar player.
Yeah, you're a guitar player.
Yeah.
I root note bass play typically, but it's pretty good.
But this is where I kind of fell in love with playing the bass because it's super fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you can get funky with it like that.
Pretty sweet.
Also threw in a pretty classic solo during this one.
Yeah.
Of just random noodling,
Just
basically.
moving the fingers.
Yep. Yeah, so title track there. It's going to take us out of this little
Boom.
trip down memory
Hope
lane.
you're listening in the evening and can go off
Pour
with your
yourself a glass of
significant
wine.
other and
You probably don't want to put this on, but maybe put something real sexy on.
Maybe this has got you all primed up. You know what I mean?
There you go. All right. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully people enjoy these for what they are, which is, like we said, is this little trip for us down memory lane. We get to kind of remember these as a snapshot in time for us.
Yeah.
Pivotal point in my life. It's where Brad and I really became close friends.
Yeah.
We were also playing a lot together, which is really fun to think about these. Every song we just listened to, we used to play live.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun, and they were way different because it was like a four-piece band. There wasn't keyboards. It was just rock,
We
guitar,
took
bass,
the
and drums.
elements of the song
Yeah.
that made it a song.
Yeah.
And then we kind of changed
And
really everything.
Yeah, and they're probably way better that way.
They were pretty fun to play.
Because we got good at it, too.
And like the ones I tell you, like, I don't really like Honey Doll. Like, I just never knew what to do on it.
Right,
Because
to
there wasn't
play,
a part
right.
really
Yeah.
in the song. So I just didn't like it.
That's like
Adults with Needs was hard too because I couldn't tell you what I played on that song until like the middle and the end, like live, but whatever.
Well, yeah, because the song's mostly like
It's like keyboards and bass.
keyboards.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So I don't know what we did. I can't remember.
that's another note from these songs. When we played them live, we played them over and over and over and over. We practiced a ton. We play them out, and we got really tight and good playing them. When I recorded these, it was like
Single
all
take.
these are just like
Yeah.
whatever it was. It was like
Yeah.
it wasn't like we do now where we talk about it. And like
Crafting.
maybe redo this or do
Yeah.
that. You know, it was like whatever I laid down, and I used that. It wasn't edited in any way. Like
Yeah.
anything I laid down got used.
You might
know?
have redone a take,
Right.
but you waited till you got one whole take that was good enough.
But I, like you mentioned in the first song, like I never was like, well, that keyboard sounds weird. Let's
Yeah.
get rid of it. I was like, no, I did it.
yeah,
It's in there. It's part of the
I
song.
wouldn't have done it if it didn't belong. Yeah,
so
we
that's-
both have history like that.
Yeah.
I think. Like, no, I wouldn't have picked that keyboard up and fucking played it if it doesn't belong.
Exactly.
You know, but it sometimes doesn't.
Just a note for the listeners, like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we do these. It's fun to look back and,
And you can go back and there's a lot of lessons from.
yeah,
these
like I said,
two.
they're almost embarrassing for me,
Yeah.
because I think they're not great. But you know, everybody starts somewhere, and maybe that'll inspire somebody else to be like, oh, you know, if my stuff's not that great, like look where we are now. I think like our songs are leaps and bounds better than
Yeah,
this stuff.
and
now,
what's fun
so-
though too is like at a minimum, there's content.
Yeah.
You know, like at a very minimum, at least there was something you were putting together. There was
Well, I
a
put
project
tons of
you were
work into
working
this.
on, and
Yeah.
and I would say the best thing about this album is what it did to you. Mm-hmm. It gave you something to muscle through it with, right? Other people
Right.
do it with different stuff. I mean, there was some booze and stuff too
Yeah.
that but helped you through it, but not as good as having something to actually do.
Should we tell the story of hamburger syrup?
Yeah,
Because that was probably right around this time. So we recorded a song one night called Hamburger Syrup,
Yeah.
and it was in this era
Yeah.
of us jamming and playing. And
The thing too is like through all of that stuff you were going through, we always maintained our Friday night at a minimum,
yeah.
and they went pretty deep.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was some 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You know,
We would jam for hours.
they were
and
late.
hours.
You know, and so
The deep cuts would
there
come
was.
out.
I mean, to the point where like guys would come in, guys would go away.
Oh, yeah.
Like it would usually be the core of us, and then like sometimes you would leave, go sleep on the couch for an hour.
In the case of Hamburger Syrup.
We'd be like, "Where's Wade?" Then we would record Hamburger Syrup, and then 45 minutes later, you'd be completely sober somehow. I don't know how you do it, or
And,
did it. You don't do it anymore.
It's not a song I can dig up and play for you,
no,
listener. Sorry.
Melt it out.
I don't even know. I just know that I broke a pair of headphones, but because I nailed a song in one
Yeah,
take.
because it was so sweet. It was. He didn't break them out of anger. He broke it strutting.
Yeah.
Like,
so
fuck it, I'm
nailed
out.
the take, threw him down, and then went to sleep.
45 minutes later, like, you guys want some food? Is everybody okay? Like, who the fuck is this guy?
And that's why
He just
these
drooled
episodes...
into a microphone for 5 minutes and took a nap, and he's 100% good now.
That's why these episodes are fun, because it takes us back.
Yeah, that part's fun.
Yeah.
We had some fun there, even
Yep.
though, like, you know, there was some stuff going on, and it was hard. It was
Yeah, this
those
was a
were all
rough time
fun.
in my life, but thank you for helping me through it. And
It was cool.
yeah, this was a stepping stone to what we're doing now. After this, years later, ended up going to school and then eventually creating this podcast, and we're still doing it. So,
Yeah. A lot of that has to do with the girl you met along the way. She helps out a lot.
yeah. So, like I said, this album is available online, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music. If you are so inclined to want to listen to it,
It's avant,
Again,
it's avant-garde.
you're welcome to go for it. You can't listen to these songs on our website.
Part of the
They don't need to
project.
go up there, but I will probably cherry pick one or two, like I've done for our past albums, and put them into our playlist.
Mm-hmm.
If there's maybe one or two that we agree are worthy of that. But our website, belongingsongs.com, you can go there. You can send us a message, bs@belongingsongs, or you can fill out the forums page. We have merch, stickers, shirts, art prints, that aforementioned Spotify playlist, link in the episode description. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and I will be sure to put this album cover up on Instagram, which usually then will show up in Facebook, because the whole world's connected. So
Yeah, I don't know how any of it works.
all right, so we're gonna get out of here. I want to thank Brad for coming over tonight.
No problem.
We have to clean ourselves up because we are gross from tennising.
Indeed.
And we're going to build a brick wall tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to help Brad build a wall.
Yep. He needs to go up.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got to rest up. BSers, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you again next time.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. Boom, done. Next.